It's beginning to look like the Hawks took a little steam out of the Celtics, because now they're up against the Pistons, and
Pistons 3 games on their own home court. They better take full advantage, because when they
going back to the Gardens is...
No one wants to go back to the
I know, they might sweat them out of there.
That's a nightmare in itself. Well, it was kind of hot in Detroit, I'll tell you. Game 3 of the NBA Eastern Final, Detroit with a chance of taking advantage of the home court. They did so in a big way. Piston head coach Chuck Daly, as we'll see coming up, doesn't look at all that uncomfortable. By days in, however, a double-barrel effect. Isaiah Thomas has scooped de jour for 2 of his 23, but they called in the infantry. G.I. Joe Dumars on the steal, 1.6 of 6 from the floor in the first half. He led the way with 25. Boston's best effort came from Kevin McHale. He powered his way for a game-high 31, not good enough, as Detroit went on to win it 98-94. The Pistons now lead that series 2 games to 1. Well, a sprinkling of games around the majors this afternoon. One in Philadelphia, where the Phillies have lost 6 of their last 10 games, rather, played San Francisco. Well, I'll tell you, it's gotten so bad, the Philly fanatic there had to run and hide the mezzanine section. Lefty Dave Dravecky, coming off the 21-day DL, was in trouble in the home third. Juan Samuel jumps all over his pitch and drops it into the left center field alley. Luis Aguayo comes in to score. 1-0 Philly. The Giants came back with 2 of their own in the fourth. Candy Maldonado rips the single to left. Will Clark and Robbie Thompson trot home for a 2-1 San Francisco lead. They added 1 in the 5th. Thompson here will single to about the same spot. Jose Uribe just keeps on running. That made it 3-1. Philly came back and went on to win it 4-3. Around the majors, as we'll see the finals from this afternoon's games, Montreal won better than Los Angeles. Hubie Brooks single in the 10th inning with the bases loaded. In a slugfest, it was Chicago 7 better than Houston. In the American League, Steve Lyons with 2 hits, including a home run, as Chicago bested Toronto. And in a partial here, Oakland leading Boston 5-4, that through 6 innings. Well, another major league manager is now looking for new work. San Diego's Larry Bowa has been given the axe by club president Chub Feeney. The Padres lie helplessly in 5th place of the National League West with a record of 16-30. To go along with that, they were 11 1/2 games out of first under Bowa. His replacement team vice president Jack McKeon, whose managerial experience includes stints in Kansas City from 1973 to 75 and Oakland in 77 and 78. Well, on to more happier notes and high school baseball. The bragging rights for the county of Henrico were settled last night in the Central Region Final. Mills Godwin tried with all their might to snap a 2-game skid against Henrico. However, no dice. This was the year of the Warrior, not the Eagle. They wanted to prove the doubters wrong. All along, many were saying that Henrico couldn't beat the defending state champs in Mills Godwin 3 times. But when Eagle right-hander Les Jeanette let loose with the second wild pitch that allowed Troy Holmes to score, the Warriors found themselves in business, up 2-1, and eventually a 4-3 victory.
So it's been since February 20th. We just had all the guts in the world and got the commitment from the kids. They set the goal right from the start and went after it.
Godwin put one last scare on in the 5th. Jeanette helping his own cause with the single to center to pick up 2 runs, and the Eagles gained a 3-2 advantage. The Warriors would have the last say, though, and in dramatic fashion. Home 5th senior captain Steve Winston cut loose on Jeanette's delivery, sending it over the left field fence and giving the Warriors a clear path into next Tuesday's state semis up in Fairfax. Left-hander Billy Childress then slammed the door the rest of the way, the senior fanning 9 en route to his 8th victory of the season against 1 loss.
We had a lot of people saying that it's hard to beat a team 3 times, especially Godwin. But you live once, and you go for it all. You can't ask for no more than that.
Alrighty, they'll be taking on the Northern Region champ, as I said before, next Tuesday. Richmond will try to get out of their doldrums with a game against Iowa tonight. The Braves losing last night by the score of 12-2. John Smoltz will go for Richmond tonight. The Cubs will counter with Dave Masters. And one other note, in college baseball, the last of the state teams has now fallen to the wayside. James Madison losing in the Atlantic Regional to the University of Miami, 18-8.
Ooh,
down in Coral Gables, Florida.
Boy.
And, great
what a
season.
way to go.
But a great season for Coach Brad Babcock, and great season.
Just wait till next year.
This team, yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Brian.